The city of New York was a war zone, with John Wick standing in the center of the chaos. His eyes were fixed on the looming skyscrapers of the High Table headquarters, his mind focused on the task at hand. He knew that he had to take down the organization that had taken everything from him, that had turned his life into a living hell. John had always been a lone wolf, a man who walked his own path and answered to no one. But in his quest for vengeance, he had found allies in unexpected places. Sophia, the fierce manager of the Continental Hotel, had joined his cause, along with an army of former colleagues and acquaintances from the world of assassins. But they were up against the most powerful organization in the world, one that controlled everything from the shadows. John knew that this would be his greatest challenge yet, but he was ready to face it head-on. The battle began as soon as they breached the High Table's defenses. The air was thick with gunfire and the clang of metal as swords clashed. John moved through the fray like a whirlwind, his gun and his fists doing the talking. Sophia fought by his side, her dogs tearing through the enemy ranks. But the High Table had prepared for this assault, and they had brought out their deadliest weapons. John found himself facing off against assassins who were even more skilled than he was, who moved with a grace and precision that left him breathless. The fight raged on for hours, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. It was then that John saw something that made his blood run cold. A group of children, innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire, were huddled together in a corner, tears streaming down their faces. In that moment, John knew what he had to do. He turned to Sophia and whispered his plan. She nodded, a fierce determination in her eyes. The two of them charged towards the children, creating a diversion that drew the enemy's attention away from them. As the assassins closed in, John and Sophia fought with all their might, protecting the children at all costs. It was a brutal battle, with both John and Sophia taking wounds that would have killed a lesser man, but they refused to give up, even as the enemy closed in. And then, just as it seemed that all was lost, help arrived. A group of assassins, led by a man whom John had once saved, appeared on the scene. They fought with a ferocity that matched John's own, turning the tide of the battle in their favor. In the end, it was John who landed the final blow. He stood alone in the center of the battlefield, the High Table's blood on his hands. He looked around at the destruction that surrounded him, at the bodies of his fallen allies and enemies alike, and then he turned and walked away, knowing that his fight was far from over. But he was not alone anymore. He had found a family, a group of people who understood the pain and the sacrifice that came with the life of an assassin, and that was all that he needed to keep going.